Hey everyone, welcome to the channel that takes you deep inside the San Francisco 49ers. I'm your host, Jack Hammer, and we have some breaking 49ers news to bring you this morning. The 49ers yesterday beating the New York Giants to go to 3-0 in the season. Today, the 49ers extend the contracts of head coach Kyle Shanahan and general manager John Lynch. This news just breaking according to Ian Rappaport and Adam Schefter of the NFL Network. The team also putting out a press release. Again, the 49ers have extended the contracts of Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch. Big news here. You look at this. Lynch and Shanahan both came to the 49ers in 2017. Doesn't look like that run's going to be ending anytime soon. Again, the team announcing today that they have signed Shanahan and Lynch to multi-year contract extensions. The length of those extensions at this point is not known, but Shanahan was previously signed through the 2025 season, and John Lynch was signed through the 2024 season. There had been a lot of rumors regarding John Lynch's future with the team, especially with the possibility of him going back to the announcer's booth. He was offered a big contract a couple of years ago to join Amazon as part of their Thursday night broadcast. With his contract coming up after 2024, there had been some talk and some rumors a little bit here around the possibility of Lynch going back to television. Well, I think we can put those plans on hold. It looks like Lynch and Shanahan, like I said, are going to be around in Santa Clara for a good long while. Lucas Pesce, member of the Toolbox, is in the house. How you doing, Lucas? He says, hi, Jack. Hi, Lucas. Good to have you on board. And again, the 49ers extending the contracts of Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch, the press release from the team, putting that out today, as well as first breaking, though, from Adam Schefter and Ian Rappaport. Again, the 49ers, like I said, John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan, they came to San Francisco, came to Santa Clara actually back in 2017. And since then, they've led the organization to the postseason 3 times, including 3 of the last 4 seasons. They've won the NFC West twice, coming in 2019 and 2022. And then they've also, like we mentioned, they've reached the NFC Championship game in 2019, and then these last 2 seasons, as well as getting to the Super Bowl following that 2019 season. During the regular season here, their record right now, 55-46, doesn't look all that great until you realize how bad this team was that they took over in 2017. 2017 and 2018, rough years, but ever since then, they have been near the top of the NFL over these last 4. And you look at their record in the playoffs, 6-3 in the playoffs. They've won at least 2 playoff games in each of the 3 years that they've made the postseason. You look again. You look at their overall record, 55-46. However, you go and you look at what they've done just since 2019. 2019 through now, these last 4 seasons, 3 times into the postseason, 3 times to at least the NFC Championship game, once to the Super Bowl. And when you look at their since 2019, San Francisco has 45 of their 55 wins just in these last 4 seasons, and they're on a roll. I think this is a team right now that's in really good position. You look at John Lynch's history with the team. Lynch, he has been really good about acquiring players who embody what this team is all about. I think Kyle Shanahan has a really good idea of what he wants from his players. That helps John Lynch go out and find those players. John Lynch also getting his help from the rest of that personnel department. But some stability now at the top of the organization for the 49ers. Adam Peters still around, but if he decides to leave, you still have Lynch, you still have Shanahan for a good while, it looks like. You look at John Lynch. This is the guy who's responsible for drafting Nick Bosa, George Kittle, Talanoa Hufanga, Deebo Samuel, Fred Warner, all players that have reached all-pro status. He's acquired players like Kyle Juszczyk and Javon Hargrave, who are Pro Bowl calibers guys. Also making the trade to bring in Christian McCaffrey and Trent Williams, 2 more all-pros. Late round success. Brock Purdy, who right now is playing among the top quarterbacks in the NFL with the numbers that he's posted so far. The fact that Purdy hasn't lost any of his 8 regular season starts to date. Also, linebacker Dre Greenlaw, just among some of the names that the 49ers have been able to bring in under John Lynch as the general manager. Adam Peters assisting him, and again, a really strong group behind them when it comes to the 49ers personnel department. As far as Kyle Shanahan goes, he was named the 20th head coach in franchise history back in 2017, right after losing the Super Bowl as an offensive coordinator of the Atlanta Falcons. But he's come in and he's turned this organization around just right there with John Lynch. Again, I think you have to look no further than what the 49ers did last night. They have now gone 6 regular season games in a row under Kyle Shanahan in which they have reached at least 30 points. That is the most in 49ers franchise history. No head coach in 49ers franchise history has been able to accomplish that feat. Think about it this way. In 1984, Bill Walsh won 5 games in a row, scoring at least 30 points with Joe Montana as his quarterback. 5. That's the most for Bill Walsh in his career as the play caller for the 49ers, and that coming in 1984. Then in 1992, under offensive coordinator Mike Shanahan, the 49ers offense scored 30 points 5 games in a row that season as well. Kyle Shanahan last night with Brock Purdy, 30 points, 6 games in a row. That shows you the numbers that he's been able to put up. Again, along with the fact that they have been to the NFC Championship game at least in 3 of the last 4 seasons. They've won 45 games over these last 4 seasons as well. Excuse me, not 3, 4 seasons dating back to 2019. That is one of the highest numbers in the NFL. It's 4th most in the league, 2nd most in the NFC. And they've been extremely good since they got this roster turned around, and that goes right back to John Lynch. So, again, the breaking news around the 49ers today, not only last night did they get to 3-0 on this young season, scoring 30 points for the 3rd time in a row to open up the year, but according to the 49ers, they have put out the press release now, John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan, signing multi-year contract extensions to stay with the team. Again, the length of that not yet disclosed, but again, positive numbers for the 49ers for sure when you look at that all around for the 49ers here to be able to get their 2 top guys under contract. Again, the John Lynch one in particular, he was the first that was going to be coming up. His contract was going to be coming up soon. And when you look at that, there have been a lot of discussions around the possibility of John Lynch leaving, Adam Peters taking over, different things along those lines. This puts that to rest. Kyle Shanahan will be a 49ers head coach for a while. John Lynch will be running the show in terms of the front office for a while. So all the negativity, all the different things, that means we get to hold them accountable for another who knows how many years. Stay Greasy wants to know if there will be a presser from John and Kyle. That hasn't come out yet from the team. They had the press conference earlier today with Kyle Shanahan in terms of his normal day after. It's not even a press conference. It's a conference call with the beat writers that they have every day after a game. So since the game was on Thursday night, we had that conference call about just over 2 hours, just over an hour ago now. It's about 12:20 this afternoon that conference call went down. So no word on a presser for John and Kyle. I think considering it's an extension, we probably won't see anything of that nature. It'll probably just be the press release. We might hear something from Jed York on this as well, but right now nothing going on. Piff Daddy 420 says, "Hey Jack, I never get to see you live anymore. Do you come on specific times? Also, does this affect salary cap?" Absolutely not. No effect on the salary cap when you're dealing with coach and GM. Those are separate. Salary cap only affects the players. In terms of coming on live, I generally try to come on around 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. This was a special deal because it's breaking news. The word just breaking came from Ian Rappaport and Adam Schefter first. The 49ers then quickly sending out an email as well to all the media personnel to let us know that the extension had been done. So that's the way you want to make sure you have the notifications turned on the channel so that if I pop up, you don't miss anything. But again, the breaking news for the 49ers today, John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan signing 2 multi-year extensions. Again, when you look back at this, Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch had been signed. Shanahan was signed through the 2025 season, Lynch through 2024. That has been extended. The 49ers 55-46 under the 2, 6-3 in the postseason, getting to the NFC title game 3 times in a Super Bowl. That Super Bowl really remains the one missing piece in their box right now, and in their toolbox is that Super Bowl, that Lombardi Trophy is the one tool that's missing from the toolbox for Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch. You look at this team again, the start to this year, going 3-0, all 3 games 30 points. Right now, you look at the margin of victory, the 49ers at 90. Their opponents are at 42. So 90 to 42, they've outscored their opponents in these first 3 weeks. They are, I think, in a good position to go ahead and this season, you look at it right now with where the 49ers are, you look at where the NFC and the NFL are. I think the 49ers are a team that can win 15 games, maybe even 16 during this regular season. Then you get into the postseason. It's just about taking care of business, dealing with the Dallas Cowboys, dealing with the Philadelphia Eagles. That first big matchup will be coming up 2 weeks from Sunday when the 49ers take on the Dallas Cowboys at home. And then December 3rd, 49ers at Eagles. I think those are the two games. There's throughout the season, there's usually a game that a team will drop that you don't expect. But those are the two to circle on your calendar when you're looking at it, because the rest of the teams on the schedule, the rest of the teams really in the NFC don't match up to the 49ers standards, don't match up to really any of those three teams. It's a 3-horse race for the NFC to get to the Super Bowl. And I really feel like the 49ers have the best roster and have that opportunity to do it this year. Robbie 439 says, Jack, do you think that Yorks think if they won the Super Bowl, Kyle and John would have gotten more expenses, so better to extend them now than later? That's definitely one of the things I would think plays into it. You strike while the iron's hot. Right now, Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch are still appreciating assets in terms of they're two of the top in the game. We talked about all the players that John Lynch has brought in. We've talked about how much winning Kyle Shanahan has done over these last 4 seasons. They are only going to be getting more expensive, so you get the deal done now. Might save you a little bit of money in the long run. Who knows? But again, they still had a little bit of time left, so you're doing the extension, getting ahead of it. Good news all around I think, for the 49ers and Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch. You look at the group, like I said, you look at those three. Once again, you look at their record, 55-46 since they took over, but they have won 45 games in these last 4 seasons. And even in that, in that time, remember, Jimmy Garoppolo went down in 2020. That was a rough season because they didn't have a quarterback. You look at the numbers in 2019, look at what they did in 21, look at what they did in 22, and look where they've started now. When they have the quarterback position right, when they have a healthy quarterback that's actually able to be an NFL quarterback and not a backup, this 49ers team wins a lot of games under Kyle Shanahan. And you look through the film of Brock Purdy, and it stands out partly as to why they are doing so well with him right now. So there you have it, the breaking news in San Francisco, or coming out of Santa Clara, the 49ers agreeing to terms and signing John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan to multi-year extensions. The terms not yet known, but Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch will be staying in Santa Clara for a good long while. So there you have it, everybody. Take it for what it's worth. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I know it's breaking news. If you guys can do me a favor, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. And then last but not least, make sure you turn on your notifications so you don't miss any of the updates right here on Inside the 49ers with Jack Hammer. We'll be breaking you all the 49ers breaking news and updates as it happens throughout the season. Also, join us a little bit later. We're going to be doing the 49ers film review. We're going to break down the 49ers offense against the New York Giants from that game last night. Was working on that when this news broke. So we will be putting together and going through that film review today about 3:30, between 3 and 4 o'clock Pacific. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you have your notifications on so when we go live, you're notified. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Have a great rest of your day. Hope to see you soon for the 49ers film breakdown. Take care, everybody. We'll be talking to you soon.